Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Here we are on the Coffee and panel at Friday morning. It is June 23rd. Thanks for joining us. My name's Joe Callahan. Right over there is Dave Richards. Good morning to you, Dave.
All right.
And we're expecting to be joined by some guests coming in. We expect Melissa Murray to be here. We expect Meg Rigo to join us on the phone. And we expect Rich Elaine to join us a little later on in the program. So we will wait for their arrival. But in the meantime, this first segment sponsorship of the Coffee and program is the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. What do you see on your laptop, Dave, for the Chamber?
Well, all you got to do is just go to the Chamber inbox, because I have several boxes for different things, of course. And we have, the list of events and things like that, which things are slowing down now. Mm-hmm. The legislature is no longer in session. And the summertime, things slow down a little bit, but there's somebody there at 9 o'clock to call up and find out how the Chamber can work hard for you. The activities start up again in August on the 2nd with the Welcome Wednesday Networking Coffee, and on the 9th with Businesses Brewing Network Pop-Up. And then, of course, on August the 10th, Community Job Fair we've told you about, the Eggs and Issues Breakfast in September, Executive Golf Outing also in September. Tell you more about those in future visits, but right now, the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, 334-1000.
All right, the press release came out yesterday from the Woonsocket Police Department saying we're getting reports of a bear roaming around the Woonsocket on the east side.
Yeah, well, he says east neighborhoods, which means East Woonsocket.
East Woonsocket. Now they go on to say, please don't approach the bear.
Oh gosh,
It's not Yogi. It's not Boo Boo. They're not. Yes, they're cute, but they're also wild animals, and they can cause some serious damage to you.
And you got to think about they're going to smell the food that's in your house anyhow, and if you're cooking with the windows, they're going to smell that anyway. Not much you can do about that. You got to feed your family, but cooking outdoors, that grill. If you are the kind, and I know a few like this, Joe, that when they're cooking on the grill, as soon as the food's ready, they're eating. They're not cleaning the grill. Mm-hmm. Now, where I grew up, you clean the grill, then you sit down and eat. But that's not what everybody does. But they'll get up and they'll clean the grill before they use it again. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, all that yummy stuff that's caked to your grill is enticement for the bear to visit. Mm-hmm. Plus, of course, trash outside in a plastic bag and not in a locked container, or a locked or sealed container with a cover on it. That's another big thing right there. And they say if you see the bear, you should alert your neighbors. I'd call the cops too.
Well, yeah. Hey, guess what?
Didn't say that in the message I saw, but anyway, it's but they got them in North Kingstown. They got them in
They're all over Massachusetts.
They're all over. They're all over. Barrowville and Gloucester, but do you see them getting excited about it in Barrowville and Gloucester? No, because they know they're there all the time anyway.
Well, when it's an urban area, people get excited when a bear is walking down the street.
Well, here's the problem. You see, out in those rural areas, they're not feeding the bears, so the bears keep looking.
Keep moving, yeah.
Yeah, they might go to where the people are, that's for sure.
They do tend to knock over bird feeders. They'll eat that too, so...
They are carnivorous folks, and, of course, any one of them could have an illness, causing a change in their behavior. So it's always wise to be cautious with these wild animals. And folks... I not intended to scare you, simply to shake you into rational thought, is that they can attack humans.
Well, sure.
Kids, pets.
Especially if you see like a smaller cub, that means there's a mom around.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
For the most part, yeah.
not trying to scare you. It's not time to head for the hills. I'm just saying that you have to take it seriously enough to avoid them and to avoid looking like food to them, or for them smelling food on your grill or your garbage pile or whatever.
I don't know if you saw the video. I saw it a couple of days ago. This took place in Massachusetts. There's a woman out in her front yard, and she's gardening, so doing some weeding.
Right.
And she's down by the lawn that meets up with the sidewalk.
Right.
So she has her back to the street.
Right.
Well, coming down the street is the bear. which she does not see because her back is to the street.
Of course.
So she doesn't see it until it's basically behind her. And then she, jumps up and runs into our house. But the bear wanted nothing to do with her. It just kept on ambling down the road.
Sure. You're not what I'm looking for, lady.
Nope. But it's nice to see you, though. So, but just be on the lookout. And if you see one, please, do call the Woonsocket Police. Hey, it's been spotted again. And stay away from it. They don't want to be petted. They don't want to come inside. Well, they probably might. That's where the food is. But they cannot be domesticated is what we're getting at here. So please just leave them to themselves. All right, Dave. Down in they say that Route 95 in Philadelphia is going to open today.
6 lanes today.
They're all temporary lanes.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about the safety of the temporary lanes?
No. Once the military gets involved, they that they build it for heavy equipment. You know that there are no-nonsense people who work 24 hours a day. They got the expertise to do these things in jungles, in vast deserts, so whatever they have to do out in the frozen tundra of the Arctic North. Once the military gets involved, there's no baloney. And you'll get results.
Okay.
Outstanding results that can't be done in the public sector.
So this is going to be to the side of where the bridge collapsed, and then they'll work on the collapsed part.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you're right, and I hope everything works out just fine. I'm thinking this thing went up so quickly. I go, I hope they didn't cut corners. Putting this thing together.
It is temporary, Joe.
Yeah. Well,
so
right.
You can cut corners, and it won't make any difference for a little while anyway.
Melissa Murray's joined us at the coffee and table, and good morning to you, Melissa.
Is that who crawled in over here next to me? How are you?
That's right.
I'm good. I'm well.
Excellent. I did see a funny...
Back in Rhode Island, you were traveling, were you?
I was. Right. I went to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, you
visited
poor
the West
thing.
Coast.
Yeah. It was lovely and delightfully weird, as Portland is.
There you go. There's Oregon for you.
Oregonians.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Now get out.
Archie Dusablon, delightfully weird.
I did see a funny cartoon, basically on Facebook, Dave, about the Philadelphia situation and how they came together. Oh, we got it fixed for us real quick. It was amazing. And they had one of those Hot Wheels car loops attached to the highway. You just got to get up some good speed so you get around the loop and keep going. It's like, all right. All right. Any good stories, Melissa, about traveling? Any delays?
By the way, would you like
some
coffee?
Yes.
Would you like some coffee?
Yes and yes.
Okay, we turned on the pot. We'll take care of you.
So I didn't have a direct flight, unfortunately.
No, you had to go to Chicago, right?
On the way out, but then on the way back, O'Hare.
O'Hare, okay.
Which is beautiful.
It's huge, too.
Lovely.
Okay.
Airport. But on the way back, I went by way of Atlanta. So it was just...
Portland to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a long flight.
That's a 5+ hour flight.
Yeah.
And then
you're
and then I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
And then the flight to Providence was delayed.
Mm-hmm.
So I estimated I'd be home a little before midnight, but so that didn't happen. But it was fine. It was just a long trip. It was like, and you gain
going west.
Right, you lose hours coming back.
Yeah.
So it's literally your whole day, but it was fun. So It was a 2-day trip and it was great.
Didn't get lost at O'Hare Airport?
No.
Okay.
I'm used to Atlanta Airport, so I pretty much can navigate any airport because Atlanta's.
But sometimes
huge.
it's okay. Your connecting gate is in it's not even here. It's in Terminal E, which is way over there.
Right. Yeah. I figured.
Get on a shuttle and head that way. And you get 10 minutes to get there. Go.
No, that worked out great.
Okay.
So I had the day to explore, and then the next day I was at a legislative conference, a peer group about prescription drug prices,
All right.
which was very interesting.
Glad it worked out well for you. And depressing. Oh, great. Super. That's what we want to hear. I don't know if you heard, but the police, Woonsocket Police, said there's a bear roaming around the neighborhood.
Yeah. So what you're saying is I can't, pet the bear.
You know how
I know that.
You found the kittens and you brought them in to the cat sanctuary and they got fostered.
Not the same.
It's totally different. Yes, they're animals.
Don't try to foster a bear cub.
Nope. The mom's not going to like it.
Mama gets big mad. Yeah.
So just you stay away from the wild animals. That's our basic public service announcement.
Those kittens are getting homes this week, by the way. Woo!
All 4 of them?
All 5.
All 5. Oh, great. That's super.
And none of those homes are mine.
Your Mike's gonna be happy about that.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, and you can't.
I know, and I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
You can't home the put the
You
homes in for the bear.
You can't. Yeah, no.
All right.
You can't keep them all.
So I'm sure you're keeping track of what was when you were out in Oregon and what was going on with the sub off by the Titanic. So that the Navy came out yesterday, the Coast Guard came out yesterday. Yep, it's
tragic,
official.
and
it imploded. And you know what I heard, Melissa? This is a former Navy guy. He goes, if you can picture this, picture the Empire State Building and the size of it.
Yep.
Made out of lead, falling on you.
Ugh.
That's what these people experience, the crushing pressure of what happened. So, gone in a millisecond, but imagine that kind of pressure falling on you.
Yeah, and I think in retrospect too, you're hearing like, well, we had a lot of doubts about this
now you're hearing
vessel, and maybe it wasn't.
But it wasn't
safe.
What's weird? This wasn't its maiden voyage.
Oh, it wasn't. I didn't realize
they've gone down before, and everything was
30 times.
And everything was fine.
Okay.
So they're thinking, okay, I didn't know it was 30 times, Dave. Wow,
right, because this is the first we're hearing about it, so we're thinking that this is a new thing, but it's not.
It's not. So I'm like, wow. And this company, OceanGate, they're based out of Everett, Washington, which is, I don't know where. Now, you were in Portland, Oregon. Washington is just to the north. I don't know where Everett is in terms to Portland out there.
Well, it's near Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, a little more to the north.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they had the CEO on, and they had a British billionaire, a Pakistani dad and son, and a French diver that were all on this, and just makes you wonder how many lawsuits are going to come out of this.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how many lawsuits come out of it when somebody gets beamed by a ball in the ballpark?
Well,
Joe?
that's
There's
usually
something
zero.
right on the back of your ticket saying,
I know.
by the way,
And I'm sure they sign all those
I'm
forms
sure. I'm
that
sure.
says the family won't sue us if something goes horribly wrong, but that won't stop people from actually filing lawsuits.
Trying to find a loophole.
They may go nowhere, but I'm sure you'll see something. And I did hear, I can't verify this, but I'm hearing that the two from Pakistan, it was the dad's idea to go, and he wanted to bring his son, and his son didn't want to go. But I'm not.
How young are we talking?
19. The son. It was kind of it was going to be a father-son adventure. And but I'm hearing he didn't want to go, but scared of closed. Not too bad. Happy with closed-in places.
Claustrophobic.
Things like
not
that. Not
the place you want to be.
But he said, "Well, I'll do it for my dad," and then this takes place. So that's a shame if that's actually true.
It is a shame.
So all right, so we move on. We move on from that right now, and so there is a story in the paper today, not in the paper, in our news here, and it's out of there's a Walmart on Silver Spring Street in Pawtucket, Providence.
Oh yes.
And they were doing a fundraiser.
Yeah.
jail and bail.
It's a jail and bail fundraiser. These have been around for
40 years.
40 years or so.
Yeah, I
and
saw
so
pictures.
And the Providence Journal is reporting that, they put an employee who happens to be African American in the cage asking for the bail part. And now Black Lives Matter is not happy. Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing I would ask would be for the employee. Did you volunteer for this or not? Or were you forced to do this? And if he volunteered, then what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that the organization needs to get attention, and that's important. You can't really get an advocate can't get their work done by being quiet and off to the side.
All right.
Right. So the picture I saw, I did see this while I was gone. The picture I saw looked like he was just kind of sitting there looking down, probably on his phone, right? Because that's what you do. That's what people do. And you're stuck in that.
You got to call friends.
He's texting.
And get them to make a donation.
He's probably texting people to
come down and make a donation. And I forgot what it was for some children's.
It doesn't say what the fundraiser is
Children's
for.
Miracle Network at Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Oh, there it is. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was for some children's charity.
Good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Fundraiser.
Not a good idea, but a good
fundraiser. Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now
it's
Black
not
Lives
a good
Matter.
Look.
Well, Black Lives Matter released a statement, and they demand that Walmart take accountability. Lifespan has asked Walmart to refrain from doing this in the future. While a corporate spokesperson...
And Walmart is looking at everyone saying, it's against our store rules to do this. They did it without permission.
A corporate spokesperson said the fundraiser was against existing Walmart policies.
Oh, I bet it was.
Sure.
But of course, now the advocacy group is coming up and saying, shame on you, Walmart, and you can't do this anywhere, and you got to institute policies and stuff like that nationwide, or you will rue the day. And Walmart's saying, it's against the rules.
We already have it in place.
They did not have permission to do this.
Not from corporate, anyway.
From Walmart.
Yeah. Well, maybe the managers said, yeah, okay, let's do this. It's a good idea.
Walmart is not a franchisee.
Oh, I know.
Every store is owned by corporate.
I understand.
And corporate said no.
Maybe they didn't ask corporate, is what I'm saying.
Well, there you go. Somebody does something in a lunchroom, you don't ask the boss. Okay, it's on them, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
So why are you after the boss?
Yeah. So some shift manager, etc. is.
Yeah, maybe they.
So
now,
now,
bro. Here's a good
on top of that, if Walmart feels compelled to do something to make an example of the employees that did this without permission, right? So what did the advocacy group get done?
They got someone
They
fired.
got somebody fired.
That's if it happens.
And
probably not
if it's the employee who they observed.
No, it won't be him.
Well,
no,
how do you
Gotta
know?
go up the chain of command.
No, it's got to go to the who's in charge.
Yeah.
Who's watching?
You mean
this
the old
happen
baseball thing? You can't.
That's right.
You can't fire the players.
Fire the manager.
Yeah.
All right. We got to talk to Meg Rigo, and we will. She's on the phone waiting.
Oh, good.
But we're going to get to her right after these messages. Anything you want to say about the Chamber of Commerce, Dave?
I do. 334-1000, Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. Bye.
Got some flowers for you.
Thank you. They're beautiful.
Beautiful flowers are what you'll find at Park Square Florist. Whether you want to celebrate a special occasion, say I love you, or simply bring a smile to someone's face, Park Square Florist has the ideal floral arrangements just for you. Plus, there's so much more at Park Square Florist. Stop in today to see the active wings, butterflies, and dragonflies. The wings actually move. This is a fantastic indoor decoration, very relaxing. And Bertie County peanuts in different flavors and boxes of chocolates are available at Park Square Florist, 1300 Park Avenue in Socket, behind the Dunkin' Donuts. Park Square Florist, your full-service flower and gift shop.
Casey Kasem has unlocked the American Top 40 vaults and is replaying original shows from the 70s. This week, Casey takes you back to June 25th, 1977. That's when the Eagles were living life in the fast lane. The Climax Blues Band couldn't get it right. Bill Conti and Maynard Ferguson were gonna fly now. And Boston had some peace of mind. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from June 25th, 1977, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio in Woonsocket.
Here we are on Coffee and this is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and joining us on the phone
The Megster
from NeighborWorks, Blackstone River Valley and 11 Amp. It's Meg Rigo. Good morning to you, Meg.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us. Okay, week 2, 11 Amp, and you're working the rosary beads again. I see all week.
You know,
For the
sometimes
weather.
you just have to pray for sun, and you take no rain. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you know, the forecast looks better and better as we go along for today. Maybe a little spritz or a shower during setup time, but nothing that's going to stop us from putting on the concert that I can see, Meg.
Woohoo. So what I'm hearing is that if you were planning on leaving your house and coming out to the park tonight, you should feel free to follow through on those plans.
Absolutely.
You're correct.
As a matter of fact, I'm doing just that with my truck and my friend Dave.
So last week, Meg, how'd it go? Kick off. Any bumps along the road for last week's show that you saw that maybe the rest of us didn't?
You know, we had some great musicians on stage. The audience was dancing, and I think a true testament to the community that comes out for these shows is even when Mother Nature dumps some rain on us, during intermission, everybody stayed. They popped up their umbrellas, they put on their ponchos, and the park still had people in it. So we had some snafus with weather, but that is beyond our control, and we powered forward.
All right. So this week it's blues with Annika Chambers and Paul Deloria. Where are they from, Meg?
So Annika is actually from Canada, and Paul is from Nashville. And they met at a blues awards festival where they fell in love because they didn't always work together.
Well, isn't that nice?
I know.
It's very touching.
I think it's so sweet. I also did that backwards because clearly the man with the French last name is from Canada and Annika was from Nashville.
Okay.
Regardless, they're now joined together.
Oh.
So they met about 10 years ago, and they since have been performing. They've been performing together ever since. So we've got a husband-wife duo up there, and then the rest of their band.
All right, very good.
And opening tonight, we have a modern pop band from Providence.
We do, and they have such a unique sound. So sometimes there's a little punk in there, sometimes there's some indie, but they've been well awarded in the Rhode Island music scene with the Motif Music Awards. They just played with Seartech at the Ocean Mist last weekend, so it'll be great to bring a new local artist to our stage.
All right, fantastic. It's a free event, as we all know.
Who are our food trucks tonight, Meg?
That was
do you
my
know?
next question.
Well, should you have a sweet tooth and be excited for dessert, we have Twisted Churros that will be out.
Oh,
churros are delicious.
I know those. Yes, we've seen that. We've eaten at that truck before.
Amazing. They're actually members of the Millrace Kitchen, the incubator kitchen that NeighborWorks runs right out of 40 South Main Street. And so they'll be very fresh churros because they'll literally be making them at the building next door and then bringing them down into the park.
So you can get them warm?
You can get them warm.
Oh, right out of the oven. Yum, yum. Okay,
I
great.
know. Cinnamon sugar combo. I'm excited.
Thinking of working late tonight, Joe?
All right.
And then
it's better than Taco Tuesday, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We also have tacos.
Churro Friday.
Funny
Oh,
you should
tacos,
say
okay.
that. We
Tacos
have
tonight, then.
antojitos de mi tierra lenchita. We're really pushing my Spanish language skills here. But local taco truck that sets up around Woonsocket. And then our good friends with Renee's Catering will be back in the park with linguiça and hamburgers and stuff.
And they got a new rig, and boy, they're hot, I'll tell you. Right. I mean, this year she put all her profits into a new rig to show up, at the festivals, and she was doing things. Well, she started off on a hot plate, then she started off on a grill and a hot plate, then she got a tent and a grill and a hot plate, then she got a table, a tent and a grill and a hot plate. Now she's got a little wagon.
All right.
Excellent.
You know, we talk about how the music series is also supposed to support local economic development.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you gave the perfect story for that. So
Yeah.
when folks were shopping and buying their dinner from Renee's.
She's such a wonderful person. Last week, I went out, and of course, we had Bug Dog Barbecue last week. So I went over and I asked Jermaine, I'm sorry, Bug. He hates it when I call him by his given name. I asked Bug, I said, listen, can I get the pulled pork over rice instead of over tacos, or And he said, oh yeah, no problem. Oh, was that great? I finished it on Saturday. It was so ample. But anyway, I also said, I got to go see my friend Renee. So I went over there, and she got me a hot dog. Now, we were a little... I was on the air. The band was playing. I couldn't stick around. So I said, I'm going to order this and get a couple of, other little things for Denise to take home. And I had to run back to the truck unexpectedly. She brought it over to the truck afterwards.
Great.
What a lady, I tell you.
All right.
What service?
Yep.
All right. Is Jerry Barclay King going to be there tomorrow night? Tonight, I should
Jerry
say?
Barclay King will be there, and we have a treat for everybody tonight. She is bringing an intermission performance with the Rhode Island Kung Fu Lion Dance Club.
Oh, wow.
So the group will be out with their beautiful, lion head and dragon head, and they'll be doing a traditional performance for folks during intermission.
Oh, kids are going to love that.
Yeah.
Either that or
So
they're going to
much
run
fun.
for the hills. Kids will take it two different ways, but I mean, I know that we saw that at the Dragon Boat races last September, and people just loved it.
Yeah.
Even adults are getting a big kick out of it.
Sure. All right, so it sounds all very exciting and a lot of fun tonight, Meg. Looking forward to it, of course.
It's going to be a great time. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
6 o'clock, River Island Art Park in Woonsocket.
It's free. Come on down. Annika Chambers and Paul Deloria are the headline act this evening. Meg, have a great time
And
tonight.
Ravi Shavi for the opener.
Enjoy yourself tonight, Meg.
We will see you there. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Meg. Take
Thanks,
care.
Meg. Bye now. All right, Meg Rigo from NeighborWorks Blackstone River Valley and Levitt Amp Art. Levitt Amp Woonsocket Music Series, talking about this show tonight. And once again, if you can't make it down, we have it for you here on ON Radio, streaming on our website
that's what
and
we
social
do.
media as well. All right, let's see. I think Melissa might like this next story.
Oh?
The new
Pandering
law.
to Melissa, are
Yes,
we?
the new law that allows some 17-year-olds to vote
Yeah.
in the primary
In
elections.
the primary, if they're going to turn 18.
If they'll be 18 by the general election. You like this idea?
You know, I do, and that would have applied to me.
Growing up, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not 17.
Wouldn't have applied to me. My birthday's in the wrong month.
Me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the year that I turned 18, and it was a presidential election year, and I was so excited to vote. And I was able to register on the very last day because my birthday was on October 3rd, and the election was on October 4th, I think, that year. And so it was the very last day. I went into the Board of Canvassers. I remember going into City Hall, and they were just like, "Oh, this is so great. Happy birthday." And it was just like this really great experience. So I would have been excited also to vote in a primary when I was 17. I think
All right.
civic engagement is really important, and hardly any adults want to do it anymore. If we can get
the younger
young
crowd.
folks to be engaged and get excited about voting and be part of the process, I think that's a good thing.
Connecticut, Maine, and Vermont all allow this as well.
Yeah, not a general election, just the primary.
Just the primary. It would affect my daughter if she wanted to. She's looking forward. She'll be 18 in September, so she's looking forward to voting
Yeah.
in the general election, but she can't
Good.
vote in any primaries coming up. So, okay, we'll see what.
I'm glad to hear that she's excited about voting.
Oh, Good
job, Joe.
She wants to. well, it's part of it is when she went for her driver's license. That's part of the questionnaire you
Motor
fill out.
voter, yeah.
Shall we register to vote? And when I
Yep.
saw that, I said, "Oh, you put down yes."
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then when you turn 18, it'll be automatic. Oh, this is great.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Just make it
nice.
easy.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't have gone for it if it was just, okay, 17-year-olds, you can vote now. And then I know what's going on. It's just usual.
Yeah.
Trying to get so many people, eligible to vote so that, one party can get in and the other party doesn't get it and stuff like that, whoever voted it in. But this isn't that. This is like, okay, if you're going to be 18 this year, but you're not quite 18 yet, and the election's in the fall, and here we are in the spring. Go ahead, be in the primary.
Right.
Makes sense.
Rich Elaine has joined us at the coffee and table. Good morning to you, Rich.
Morning.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to be back.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
How's
actually,
the rooster doing?
Excellent. I actually found my car keys this morning. Isn't that something?
Is that so? Okay.
Your wife didn't have them this time?
Yeah. Last week was a little bit of a debacle.
I couldn't help but notice, Rich. Do we have time for me to engage him in a conversation?
Well, you got about a minute.
Oh, all right. Well, it won't take awful long. I couldn't help but notice how many of these rubber bands you have around your right wrist, Rich. And I'm saying to myself, well, I remember you had one, and now you've got 4 of them there. And I'm saying, well, it's getting to be a trend. It's a movement.
No, it has been for a while. I mean, one of them is my buddy Tony Jackson, who's a country singer that's performed down. He's a prior service Marine, performed down in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry 11 times.
Any kin to Alan?
No.
Okay.
No. And just a great guy. And then National Poppy Day and Kids Serve 2 for Purple Up and my family reunion back in 2013. So,
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Got to have someplace to put them when people give them the wristband. So I figured,
Well, okay, put them on your wrist. That
Yeah,
sounds
there you
logical
go.
to me.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more is coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. The yard sale event of the season is this weekend at Pepin Lumber. Come see all the bargains in front of the store. Tools, hardware, decking, paints and stains, craft items, unfinished wood items, and more are all part of this incredible yard sale. Bargain hunters and DIY enthusiasts will both love what you find at the Pepin Lumber Yard Sale, Saturday, June 24th from 7:30 to 1 and Sunday, June 25th from 8 to 1. Pepin Lumber Yard Sale is at 830 Cumberland Hill Road, Woonsocket this weekend. This weather forecast is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Cloudy skies today with a high of 77. Tonight, cloudy skies with a low of 66. Saturday's weather, a 70% chance of showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some storms could produce some heavy rain on Saturday. Cloudy with a high near 77. Sunday, 60% chance of showers before noon and then showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Partly sunny Sunday with a high of 84. Monday, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Cloudy skies and 83. Tuesday, an 80% chance of showers and possibly a thunderstorm, high of 78. Wednesday, 60% chance of showers, mostly cloudy and 78. And next Thursday, down to a 40% chance of showers, partial sunshine with a high of 78.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have cloudy skies and 72 degrees. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. This Friday night at the Levitt Woonsocket Free Concert at River Island Art Park, we open with a high-energy band from Providence, Ravi Shavi.
I fell up into the night and figured that could be alright. She said she went, this ain't right. So many ways to lose your mind. I'm in a hollow state of mind.
Then our headliners, the blues and soul sounds of Annika Chambers and Paul Deloriers. There's nothing like live music in a beautiful park setting. Come, bring a blanket or lawn chair. Live music, food trucks, on-site bar, kids' activities, and activities for everyone with the dynamic Jerry from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. If you can't come in person this week, the concerts will be broadcast live over the air on ON, AM, and FM stereo radio and streamed live at WoonsocketRadio.com or watch in your home on your smart TV via the ON Worldwide channel on YouTube. The broadcast is sponsored in part by Buxton Hollow Farm in Woonsocket, PT Floors, Walls, and More, Fontaine Real Estate, Heavy Press Graphics, Landmark Medical Center, and State Senator Melissa Murray.
This segment of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
All right, it's Coffee and on ON, AM, and FM. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray and Rich Lane from Post 85 here in the city of Woonsocket. What's going on at the Post there, Rich?
Well, of course, we're busy with our outside bands every weekend, pretty much up at the Post, and In fact, tomorrow evening from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. with no cover charge, we have a band called Tucker's Creek coming in. And so come on in under the pavilion. We might have a little bit of a spritz of a shower or whatever tomorrow, but you're under cover, and just come on down and enjoy some good music. Like I said, Tucker's Creek tomorrow. Band starts at 7, no cover charge, down at 870 River Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And I'm happy I kind of looked on our website this morning because nobody calls me and tells me about this stuff. So I got
nobody tells me anything.
Yeah, I said, I'm going on the radio, over at OON there with all my friends, and how about letting me know what's going on so I can, yeah. But and I'm sure you folks have heard of this organization. They're called Boobification.
Yes.
And have you ever met Trish, the founder?
Yes.
She is such a wonderful lady and has done just some tremendous work for women that are battling breast cancer or have had breast removals, and she just helps them along the way psychologically and helps them get the right information. But they are having I think it's their 8th year they're celebrating. Celebrate 8 years this Sunday, June 25th. They're going to have their birthday bash over at American Legion Post 85. We're more than welcome. We're more than happy to have them there. It's going to be a dynamite birthday bash, 80s style. They're going to have 2 live bands. One of the bands is The Core from 1 to 3 p.m. And then from 4 to 6 p.m., another live band, 80 Proof. It's a beer and dynamite. Tickets are only $20 a person, and you are going to help out such a great organization, Trish and the ladies out there, and they're going to actually have some celebrities there. And I had to kind of look these celebrities up myself this morning because but there was a movie called The Warriors back in 1979, and Apache Ramos from that cast of The Warriors is going to be there to sign autographs and do selfies. And Angel Salazar from Scarface and Carlito's Way. And I guess Angel Salazar played Chi-Chi on the Scarface movie. And Carlito's Way, he was Walberto. So both of them gentlemen, Apache Ramos and Angel Salazar, are going to be down there. And they're only charging $5 for an autograph and a selfie, which is going to be pretty neat. So if you're into those 70s flicks like The Warriors and Scarface and Carlito's Way, so come meet some of the people that actually were in the movie.
The Warriors is a great movie.
Was it right?
Yes,
See, now I got to sit down and what? Do you remember Angel Sal?
Is there a picture of him?
Apache Ramos, I guess he was one of the orphans, or was that one of the groups?
That was the name of the...
one of the gangs.
One of the gangs.
Yeah, and I guess he was...
One of the orphans?
Orphans,
okay.
yeah, but I think it's such a great thing, and like I said, I've had the pleasure of talking with Trish on many occasions, and I just can't tell you how just a wonderful, wonderful lady. So come on down and support Trish and her organization, Boobification, and just have a great time listening to some bands and have some beer and dynamites and just enjoy yourself. Like I said, that's Sunday, going from 12 to 6 with 2 live bands down at 870 River Street in Woonsocket.
All right, Rich. Let me ask you. How are things working out with the veterans car?
The car, absolutely. See, I wanted to mention that too. Yeah. Good thing you're here. Good thing you're here. The car's going fantastic. We're getting all sorts of donations coming in from the various veteran organizations here in Woonsocket, which is wonderful. We got quite a little bank account built up to help us pay the bills for the car, like insurance coming up next year and everything. But people are taking advantage of it. I just want to remind all, like I always do when I come on, any veteran out there, if you need transportation to either a VA appointment or your private doctor's appointment, if you're a veteran and you need a ride, call 401-766-7585. That's the American Legion Post 85 number. And somebody will answer the phone there. They'll take your name and your telephone number. They will call me. I'm the duty officer. I will call you. We'll set up your ride. We pick you up at your house. We drive you back to your house. We stay at the site until your appointment is over. And one thing I like to say about it is that, I mean, the VA does a fantastic job providing transportation, but this is more of a personalized service we offer. It's almost like an Uber ride for free.
Yeah.
You know? And I've had some of our drivers come back from doing some of these trips, and they say that the conversations that they have with the veterans,
Must be fascinating.
it just opens up, it just opens up their mind to what, a veteran has gone through during their life, and especially if they're being seen at the VA for either medical issues from the service or whatever. But I mean, just the stories that they share with our drivers, and our drivers come back and they're excited that they want to do more trips. In fact, I get yelled at for some, hey, you haven't called me yet. What's going on? I want to do a trip. But so please, veterans out there, don't feel like it's a charity thing. Or we had this vehicle donated to us from Imperial Chevrolet and Kevin Meehan, the fine folks out there in Mendon, Massachusetts, and take advantage of it. That's what the car is there for, and we want you to call, and we want to take you to your VA appointment, and we want to help you out if we can.
Okay, so speaking of donations, I was
you got money for me?
I was visiting our friend Lance down at Interstate Seal Coating, Rich, and he gave me $50 to give to you to use for the car, to put into the bank account, so you can get gas or oil change or put it towards insurance or whatever. But there's $50 from Lance at Interstate Seal Coating.
Well, Lance, if you're listening, thank you. This is awesome. And you know something, Lance, once again, thank you so much. But people have been coming by, and it isn't the amount of money. Like we've had people come by and drop off $5.
Yeah.
And if 100 people drop off $5,
500.
That's a lot of money, And I always say, little amounts, big amounts, they all add up.
Yeah.
They all add up, and believe me, every dime is needed, because when it comes to providing insurance for that vehicle, which is going to come up in March of next year, the insurance alone is $2,500 to insure that vehicle. So, and here we are. We got our Eternal Flame up at Post 85, and the gas line that goes to that. I mean. That's $400 a month, maybe more, just to run that gas line for the Eternal Flame. So, hey, we're not exactly paupers up at Post 85, but, we can always use a little bit extra money. So, Lance, thank you very much for the 50. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Lance.
All right. Another new law, Melissa. We're going to get to the breeze in a minute, Dave. iGaming is what it's called.
Yes.
And so if you're over 21 and you live in the state of Rhode Island, you can now access Bally's Twin River Casino table games on your computer or your mobile phone app.
Yep.
So go and play the roulette
21 and over.
Yep. Dominic Ruggiero says the legislation he introduced provides an added convenience. It helps to ensure the continued strength of local facilities in a competitive regional market. Which is true, because you got the casinos from Mass saying, hey, come try us.
Right.
But,
it's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Which is why Joe O'Donnell and I were so much against the Lottery Commission way back in the 1970s. Because we knew where it was going to go.
Yep.
Now somebody sitting in their bedroom can just do a poker game or whatever they're doing, blackjack or...
But you can. You could already do that. I mean, you could already download apps and do that on your phone. But
you couldn't do it with the live with the live dealers at down in Lincoln at Twin River.
Right. So now we get the revenue.
Yeah. Well,
you can,
that's the difference, right?
That's the difference.
That's the difference. You got to get that money in here.
You won't log in.
We got a bunch of drunken sailors to feed here, and we've got to bring in the dough. I get it.
You won't log in with the live dealers at Twin River.
Live games. Not the live dealers that you see when you walk down the aisle, but there are live games
if
that
you want
are
to play blackjack.
The difference, I think the difference in this is that the house is represented by a human being, not a machine. And this has always been a differentiation in gambling. Is the house represented by a machine or by a human being?
I wonder if you're going to play blackjack or poker, will you be at a table with other players or just you and the dealer? Because you can play blackjack.
Could go either way.
That's a good question.
You can play blackjack online, not gambling. They give you, here's $1,000 in fake money. Just use it to play. And it's always you against the dealer.
Or you buy, coins or buy whatever. Like people do that with regular with like role playing games and stuff like that. They buy things, buy armor or buy whatever.
I make a killing, Rich, in this free money stuff. My pot's up to like $5,000. I started with like $100. I do great. Real money, not so much.
I win a trillion coins every once in a while. Just like
Exactly.
All right, this segment of the Coffee and Program has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper, which Dave Richards has in his hot little hands right now.
I do right here, serving Cumberland and Lincoln, the Cumberland Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze. Let's see some of the news stories we have up there. Big pictorial essay, plus a nice story on the Cumberland High School graduation 1 week ago, last Friday night. Lincoln officials are looking to make the public restrooms usable and secure. Sophia Barr has a story there. And, of course, nice story with photos from Eric Benavides on the Cumberland High School win and the baseball for the state championship this week.
Hooray.
Turning to the Woonsocket, North Smithfield, and Blackstone edition of the call. Top story from Bella Pelletier. Actually, Bella Pelletier she's been busy, has all the stories on the front page this time around. With new Woonsocket Council, friction remains. City staffing vacancies now up to 25. And then there's also a story in here about the Beacon Charter High School for the Arts graduation. And Paul Cody, a native of Woonsocket and graduate. He was once a tennis player, a bodybuilder, a salesman. Now he teaches art at the Beacon Founders Academy here in Woonsocket. Nice human interest story there, the local teacher. And North Smithfield Youth Sports League members detail their needs. You can read all about it, especially if you're from North Smithfield. You want to know it. At the Valley Breeze newspapers, we have both Cumberland Lincoln and North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone editions on the freebie table here at the radio station. And, of course, pick them up free where you shop every Thursday. The Valley Breeze brings you coffee and on Fridays.
Thanks, Dave. More coffee ads coming up. Stay tuned. The food will not disappoint at Black Bar and Grill. Customers love the extensive menu and rave about how perfectly everything is cooked. For dine-in only, you can have your choice of chilled or warm lobster roll with fries. Black Bar and Grill packs the buttered roll with more than 1/4 pound of lobster. You'll love it. Black Bar and Grill, 1697 Mendon Road, Woonsocket, offers live entertainment. Be sure to visit the website to see the menu and the bands that are coming. Visit blackbargrill.com.
Lead can be poisonous, especially to children. That's why Rhode Island has a renovation, repair, and painting rule. If you're a homeowner and you're planning any work that could disturb lead paint, you must protect your family or tenants by hiring a licensed lead renovation firm to correct lead paint hazards. And if you're a skilled tradesman, you must be specially trained and licensed to work on any projects that could disturb lead paint. Learn more at health.ri.gov/RRP. A message from the Rhode Island Department of Health and Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Fresco Italiano, a Night of the Arts, returns to the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center on Saturday evening, June 24th at 5 p.m. The evening will feature professional artists, an art competition by the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts featuring students from Woonsocket and Cumberland High Schools, and a delicious Italian buffet served under the center's magnificent fresco paintings. Tickets are available at Belos Flowers, Creative Impressions, The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, and Vos True Value Hardware. For more information and menu, visit the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
It is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Rich Lane, Melissa Murray, and Dave Richards. Dave's got his hand up. Yes, Dave.
Well, yesterday afternoon, I missed Tommy Brian when he dropped by. Earlier this morning, our public safety director, Gino, before he went to work, Gene Gillette, right? Came by and resupplied us with a few more of the tickets for this fundraiser for Owen Hopkins. We'll be hearing more about it as time goes along. They've already sold a goodly number of these, but we have them now at the radio station at $20 a ticket. There are all kinds of drawings to win here, 9 different ways to win money in the drawing when it's all over. For instance, there are 5 fourth-place winners of $100 cash. A third-place winner of $200, a second-place winner of $300, and I personally like doing it this way. there are two $500 cash winners for the grand prize. Instead of saying, oh, we got $1,000 and one person gets it, there are two $500. Well, let's face it, unless you travel in orbits that I don't travel in, $500 is a good prize.
Yeah.
In cash.
That's very good.
And most folks I associate with will be impressed by that.
Yes.
You don't need 1,000. 500 would do nicely. And if you can do that for two people, I think you sell more tickets. That's my personal view on it. And they're doing it that way. So applause, applause, applause. Owen, Tommy told me the story. This is Tommy Brian's grandson, by the way. Tommy told me the story. So Owen was just like with his brother. His brother was getting some treatment, and Owen wasn't quite right. The doctors caught it, and he has this AML leukemia. Wow. Where he wasn't complaining about it enough to go in and be checked himself, but the doctors caught it when they were treating his brother, if I have the story correct. But the point of the story was that he was just there, and the doctors happened to see him and get him off on a treatment track, but it's wicked expensive, folks. So that's why we have this fundraiser coming up. It's going to be at Christopher's Restaurant on South Main Street, and it's happening on Wednesday, July the 19th at 5 in the afternoon. So you'll hear more as time goes along. But I wanted to mention that we have tickets here now for you, $20 a ticket. And I know I'm going to get one. So,
all right. Thanks, Dave. So Melissa in her travels tells me she has a tiki story.
I thought you would appreciate this.
Well,
so
I probably will.
Was there water involved? Was this a leaky tiki story?
So one thing that I do when I travel to any city, and I even found one in Mexico when I went to Mexico, is I find a tiki bar.
Okay.
I find a tiki bar, and this particular tiki bar was supposed to be one of the best in the country, and of course it's in Portland. It did not disappoint.
Oh, good.
So after, we started classes talking about prescription drugs and insurance and big pharma and pharmacy benefit managers, and we finally got out at 4:00, and I'm like, all right, let's go to the tiki bar. And I had two reps from Rhode Island that were also there. So we hopped on a bus, which are plentiful in Portland. The public transportation is amazing. We did not wait more than 2 minutes for a bus. It was great. And it's just like this little storefront that looks, they almost look closed, because they have everything blacked out, and very modern looking. It doesn't look like Hong Kong on the outside, right? Well, you won't go in, and there's a thatched ceiling and nets and puffer fish, those dried puffer fish that are lit up different colors. And their drink menu, they have old school drinks from Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic's, and I'm way into that kitschy stuff. I love it. So their drink menu was they must have had 60 different drinks.
Wow.
So I said, I want something on fire.
So you drank
they had
60
several
different drinks.
No,
Right.
no, certainly
Thought
no.
I'd ask.
They had 4 different options that they could
light
give to
on
you
fire?
that they could light on fire, and so
Wow.
something with the cinnamon. So they do, and they light it, and it's in it's funny. You have a drink with all the ice in it, and there's half of a lime, and I don't know what they put in the lime that keeps it lit, but they sprinkle it with cinnamon. And they light it up.
Wow.
And then they bring it over to you, and they throw the cinnamon on, and it makes a big whoosh, all the way up to this thatched ceiling.
Yikes.
It was
the fire retardant treated thatched ceiling.
So it was very impressive, and it was a lot of fun. And also, it was really dark when we went in there. And what happens is it gets darker, and you hear this rolling thunder sound with volcanoes. It's very elaborate.
Cool.
And it's kitsch-tastic, and I loved it.
All right.
So I thought you would appreciate that tiki bar.
Yeah, time for a field trip to Portland. Here we go.
Okay.
It's called Hele Pele.
Is that what it's called?
Hele Pele? Yes.
All right. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Highly recommend.
Down in Portsmouth, on a different note.
Rhode Island?
Down in Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Police are investigating the theft of 20 dozen eggs from a roadside honor cooler.
Oh.
Like one of those, you see the ones with the books in it?
Yeah.
That kind of thing? Take one, leave one kind of thing? Someone stole 20 dozen eggs. The owner of the business said the value of the eggs taken is about $100. Surveillance videos from neighbors showed 3 cars near the egg cooler late Sunday night.
3 cars.
Yeah, well, you get some, and you get some, and you get some.
So, I mean, that's horrible for somebody. Well, it's horrible for somebody to do, to steal something like that. But, if you put something by the side of the road and you say it's the honor system, which apparently this is, I mean, is there a law that says, and I'm not advocating to steal stuff like that. I'm just saying, is there a law that states that?
Yes, there is.
On an honor system, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have a. Should the
wait a minute.
police be investigating
let me put
that?
it this way.
It's
Let me put it this way.
It's theft of personal property.
Right. Let me put it this way. You have the metal box with the newspapers on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
You go in, you take a newspaper and don't pay for it, or if you pay for one and take 2 newspapers, did you steal?
Yes.
I used to do that when I was a kid.
but same.
But
is it? Yeah.
No, but if you go to the eggs and take a dozen or 6, how come that's not stealing?
What do you mean? How come it isn't stealing? I'm just telling you what it is stealing.
Yeah. No, it's not. They put it on the side of the road as part of the honor system.
It's not discarded. It's labeled. It's not discarded.
But it's free.
Well, is it on their property?
Not free.
If it's on their property.
The theft of 20 dozen eggs from a roadside honor cooler in Portsmouth. So they're basically saying, take what you want.
Well, no, it's probably saying like $4 a dozen on the sign or whatever.
I don't know. $5 or $6
No, this is
a
not
dozen,
like
right?
somebody's divan that they put on the side of the road says free on it.
Oh, no, I thought it was.
No, this is, we have eggs, nice farm fresh eggs. Here they are right over there. Donation $4, please.
Yeah. Honor system implies that there's a donation
required
in exchange.
Right. But no, all I'm saying is is there a law covering that? I mean, should the police be investigating
It's
that?
called the 10 Commandments, Rich.
Well, I know, and I agree with that. But now you're talking about getting law enforcement involved and doing I don't know. To me, there's just too many like loose ends.
I know. This is all just conversation on our part, but it's still an awful shame you have creeps like that. They'll take advantage of somebody else who's trying to be nice.
Not that it matters, but is it, were the eggs cooked or were they just, thrown?
I think they're raw.
If they're in a
no, I meant,
not
did they bring them home and cook them to like actually feed people, or did they end up on other people's cars and windows and stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Like stuff like that. Yeah.
We'll
no, they don't like egging around town. That's the first thing I thought. It was like, it's kids egging. That was where my mind went.
Possibly. All right, in Massachusetts, the governor, Maura Healey, she wants to update the state's physical education curriculum.
No more playing volleyball.
No more having fun.
That's right. No more sports.
No,
because you could get hurt doing that.
Now we're going to focus on mental health, substance abuse, gender, and sexual orientation. Isn't that health class?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Then why are we changing? No more playing basketball.
Because we can.
Do kids still have to take health class and PE?
Usually it's together. That's the way I did it.
It was so long ago, I don't remember.
And then there was a separate class.
No, mine was phys ed, and then, we're going to take half of this quarter.
Yeah.
It's called health class. So
maybe we did that too. Maybe
go to this classroom and
maybe we did that. I don't remember. It was too long ago.
We didn't. We just went indoors for our activities.
All right. Well, that's what they want to do.
When we didn't have a gymnasium, because there was a time in the transition they're building the new high school, we didn't have a functioning gymnasium. Then you were in a classroom and you did square dancing or something like
Calisthenics.
that. Anything that would get your blood pumping.
Right.
Yeah.
Really.
Rich?
Yeah.
That happens to be my governor, and
mine too.
God, I got to be nice, right? But I was told by my granddaughter that a mandatory class now in her school, and I don't know if it's it must be all over the state, is they're forced to take a gender identity class. That's
to
part
see what
of the
gender you are.
That's part of the curriculum now. Please, God, can we just go back to raising our own kids at home?
No. If everybody did, that'd be good enough.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Well, we had sex ed right? Didn't y'all have sex ed in high school?
I didn't.
Right?
When I was a senior in high school.
Yes.
I didn't. I had recess.
Oh yeah, by then it's already gone by the boards. We don't need this
Right. Because nobody wants to think about their kid.
All my sex ed was, here are all the forms of birth control. Are there any questions?
That
was basically it.
I don't want to tell you about the military sex ed because wow.
All right, one more story before we got to run. Elon Musk has challenged Mark Zuckerberg to a fight. I love this.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's going to be at 870 River Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Ding, ding, ding. Let's do it.
Inside the cage.
Really? Come on up. We'll be happy to sponsor it.
Elon Musk challenged Zuckerberg to a fight after making snarky comments on Twitter about Meta's latest statements about launching its own sanely run micro-blogging competitor to Twitter. So Musk responded with, quote, "I'm sure Earth can't wait to be exclusively under Zuck's thumb with no other options." Then added, quote, "I'm up for a cage match if he is," to which Zuck responded, quote, "Send me location." There we go.
Beautiful. Go.
Okay, this has happened before. This is like Ted Turner challenging Rupert Murdoch to a fist fight. Like, this already happened. Like,
do it for charity.
Do it for charity.
Raise a bunch of money, do it for charity.
Let the rich folks duke it out, two men enter, one man.
My conclusion on all of this is, let's get out of junior high and grow up.
Well, wait a minute. Zuckerberg has been studying...
let's make it a Thunderdome style thing.
Zuckerberg has been studying Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
All right.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But Musk says he's perfected a move called the Walrus, that's in quotes, where he says he just lies on his opponent and does nothing. So it's a tough call who has the advantage. So Musk has probably got about 50 pounds on him. I mean, Zuckerberg is a rail. So
well,
so stay tuned for further developments.
Let's all grow up and get out of junior high. My goodness.
Come on, in the cage. Let's go.
Me be behind the gym after school.
There you
come
go.
on.
That way, dude.
Grow up.
Rich Elaine, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. Hey, Saturday night over at American Legion for a band Sunday, Boobification. Come and join us.
All right.
And thank you, Lance, for the donation to the vehicle. Much appreciated.
That's very good. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me and indulging me with my
off to the
weird.
Tiki bar, everybody.
Yes, off to the Tiki bar tonight.
Well, you like?
Not tonight. It's
tomorrow
Friday.
Noon, tomorrow
at noon. Well, we like the
rain or shine.
We like the drinks
rain
on
or
fire.
shine tomorrow. Yes.
Inside the Tiki bar, you're right. Dave, thanks for sticking around.
Hey, it's been great being with good friends, and we'll see you tonight at River Island Art Park at 6 o'clock for great concert in the park, week number 2 of Levitt 2023.
Very good. This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, great weekend. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. They're coming up at 9:30 with Do You Remember on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the